this lesson, we will learn how to prepare our scene based on a specific subject. So, having all those key factors in mind, I choose a theme, the reimagined construction of the Statue of Liberty. Everyone is familiar with the subject, but we will try to make it a bit more interesting by showing some new and unexpected elements in the composition, so we'll try to spice it up a bit. So I prepared here a basic mood board. Just to recap, all we have to do in order to apply all those key factors that we talked about in the previous lesson. We have to think of those basic shapes, so it will be nice to have some stones arches and the statue, which have rounded profiles, and some cranes and scaffolds, which are made from straight lines, so we'll have some shapes, contrasts, but we'll also have the warm and cool color contrast determined by two factors. The color of the stones in the contrast with the color of the steel structures, and the warm lighting that will hit the statue as seen in this picture on the upper side, in contrast with the bright blue sky. Next, we'll set up some rhythm to our composition by placing the cranes and the other construction yard elements accordingly. Also, we are looking to have a good depth in the scene, so we'll add some fog as seen here on the bottom right picture to make it more dramatic. We will need to have some scale proportions between our elements, so we'll have to insert some human shapes or other familiar shapes. And we also have to set up and find a great angle that will help our scene be interesting and dynamic. Therefore, we'll have to look for some warm eye view, which is an angle below our horizontal line, with a 3-point perspective. Also, the flow is very important, and we will have to be careful how to place our elements to guide our eye to the entire composition and enhance our subject, the statue. And for this, and to make it balanced, we'll use also the rule of thirds. But first, we'll have to start by making some thumbnail sketches to set up quickly our composition. In this stage, we'll have to focus on overall composition settings and see what setup might work better for our needs. So for now, you don't have to worry about specific details or objects. So I prepared here a basic layout for sketching our thumbnails. We have three types of background intensities. We have white, mid-gray and black, to be able to check the values of our image in relations with every one of them, but usually I work with a gray background layer on. And on each side of our layout, I set up a scale of values from white to black, used for picking up values for our sketches. So 6 values are more than enough. Using more values is unnecessary because we might want to keep it simple and have only a few in order to have a good layered effect for our foreground, midground and background layers. So here are the 3 thumbs I made so far, and because we are focusing on the statue and almost all of our elements in the image are vertical, I choose a vertical layout for our scene to frame them better. As we can see, there are no specific or detailed elements besides the statue silhouette that can be seen as a main focal point. There are just scribbled vertical shapes and some arches here and there to suggest our elements. Here we are trying to find a good angle and a good rhythm and balance, and as we can see, the rhythm is made by the vertical structures and it's not bad. We have some nice variation in the shapes and the framing is pretty okay, but looking once again at the thumb from the right, there's too much focus on the foreground structures. The statue is pretty far away, and also the angle is pretty similar to the thumb in the middle, so we might want to adjust it just to try a better approach. So let's do that in our next lesson.